Hey everybody, welcome to Castle Hives, Northeast Ohio Beekeeping. So it is the second week of December, and in Northeast Ohio, our temperatures have been, well, we've started out fairly cold for this winter season, and really we're not even into winter yet. Now, from before Thanksgiving up to just the other day, we have had very cold temps. We have had that lake effect snow coming down off of Lake Erie. There's some areas, and I did not get this, but there are some areas that got 3+ feet of snow. Now, I've let the bees go because when it's cold, when it's below freezing, they are clustered up. And most likely, they would have been in a cluster in this box. Now, I can see here, well, there's some dead girls on there. I am going to put my Hive Alive fondant on. That's not emergency feeding to me, it's insurance feeding. Now what I'm going to do is, I am not breaking my insulated inner cover off. And let's explain that. I used to do everything. I used to put wraps around them. I used to do all this stuff, and well, strong colonies don't need that. But what I want to talk about are these insulated inners. Now, what this allows me to do, and I have my configuration set up, I have a deep and a medium, so like a story and a half, and then with an insulated inner. And what happens is, where that cluster, where the bees that are in this hive body here, this setup, where they create that heat bubble, because truly, they don't keep this entire box warm, they keep the cluster. And what this will do is hold that heat bubble in. Now, with this insulated inner, plus what I have done is I've put a shim with additional foam up there, so I've increased the R value. It holds the heat, and you have the cool on the sides. Now, what that does is, the condensation inside of this box will be on the sides, not above the colony, so you don't end up with the cold water dripping down on the colony. That is key. What kills the bees in the winter, well, it's not the temperatures, I've learned that, it's wet bees. So by keeping that warm bubble in, the condensation is on the sides. Now, by having the condensation on the sides, what this colony inside of here can do also is, well, if they need water, they can go to the sides, they can get their water in times of need. So the condensing hive theory works really well. Now let me get in here, I'm going to check this one over here with my scope, and I'm going to put some fondant on, and that is it. I'm leaving these girls go. So we can see here what I've done is I have my insulated inner, and then I have foam in here. Now, what I need to do is get one of my Hive Alive patties so we can see here. Look at that right there. See that? Wonderful, wonderful. See them down there? That's all that I wanted to see, is that right there. Look at that. Beautiful. I know this colony here is still alive, and I'm just going to set this right over top. So my configuration, as you see it, it's this insulated area, and here is my fondant that the bees can get to. And we can see them right there coming up. Now I've got video going, and we can see it here. Look at that girl right there. She is struggling. Oh man, I just saved her. She is struggling. So let's get in here and let's look. That is a leaf. Wow, look at that right there. Look at that. How about that fantastic view? Now this Vivor endoscope here, how else would I know that there's a cluster in here? Everybody knows I love my technology. This right here is why. Look at that. Now seeing the cluster very low, it makes me a very happy beekeeper, because they have the stores up top. So what they'll do throughout the winter is typically about every week they move up an inch or so. So by the time, you figure 12 or so weeks, they're from down here, they're up top. But by that point, we're closing in on spring. So if that not is a fantastic view of inside of the bottom of a hive. Now my very next colony here, same exact configuration. Now let me get my Hive Alive. Now, typically what's happened also is throughout my winters, my colonies will take 2 of these fondant patties. So if you think about it, a little bit of money for my scale, and it's giving these colonies the benefit of Hive Alive, and it is giving them that insurance feed right there. If they take fondant over the honey, I would rather have that, and they save that honey for when we might have cold spells in February, March, April. So I'd rather them save what they have stored down in here for those times of need. Whew. All right, so that's all I'm doing with these colonies right now. It's wintertime. I'm really not going to mess with them. I got my Hive Alive fondant on. We also saw some very cool video of me using that endoscope and getting it in here and assessing some of the colonies. We saw how low they were. We saw that other one down there. I mean, they really did not like the light. So that's the extent of what I do. I don't wrap. I don't do anything like that. It's insulated inner covers and let them ride. Strong colonies have a way of managing themselves. So that's all I want to do is have strong colonies and expand my apiary. So next year we'll probably end up, I'm hoping, filling the front row there, get 15 or 16 good colonies here, and just ride that at that scale. So as a small scale beekeeper, that's what I want to do, because I want to maintain that relationship that I have with the bees. I don't want to come over here and just only have enough time to spend 1 minute per colony. I still like to work my bees. I still like to look at some queens. So, but that's it. That's the update. Keep following along because I will show you how these colonies do. Maybe I'll come back in a week just to check on that fondant and see how they've taken it. So you've got to stay tuned for that. So hit that subscribe, like the video. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody for watching. So, and like I always say, until the next one.